What if I'm to tell you 5 years from now, you'll become a master of a new subject? Within 5 years, you would have reinvented yourself fully. Within 5 years, you would be owning a profitable business. But 5 years may sound like something that is too far away. What if I'm to tell you 5 years from now, you have two options? The first option, continue living the same way, aimlessly and drifting, or give yourself 5 years and you'll transform your entire life. That is where the 5-year rule to reinvent yourself comes. You have to give whatever you want to do to become fruitful before you give up. So many of us get to a stage of 1 year within anything that we're doing, a few months in anything that we're doing, and we give up. We start a journey, we set goals, we put down a vision plan, and we give it a few months, we give it a year and give up. That is not letting your dream brew. That is not letting your dream become fruitful. If you want to reinvent yourself, I am going to show you how to do that using a 5-year plan. So as I talk about everything in here, I want you to get a pen, a paper, and write down this plan. In the description, there is going to be a template that can help you and guide you. It's free to download and anyone can have it. So number 1, we are going to start with a 90-day plan. The first thing you're going to do is to ask yourself, what skill do you want to build? What thing do you want to grow? What business do you want to start? And then you're going to spend 90 days learning the skill, 90 days harnessing that skill, 90 days planning forward, doing research, more about what you want to do, how you're going to do it, how you're going to execute it. Just 90 days. In those 90 days, it's going to give you a test of what success looks like, or it's going to give you a test of what you thought would be a successful, of what you thought you would enjoy, to something completely different. 90 days. Because as you're learning the new skill, as you're getting to know it, as you're researching about it, you will understand more about the test of that particular thing you want to do. It may turn out different from what you expected, or it may lead you into something much better. In the 90-day rule, you're going to use the 100 rule. And this rule means do something 100 times to get good at it. Record 100 videos. Record 100 podcasts. Write 100 blog posts. Pitch to 100 clients. Work out 100 times. Do anything that you want to reinvent yourself in at least 100 times. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to create a track record. For example, if you record at least 100 videos, you have made the algorithm and you have shown people what direction you're heading to. You have created your stance. People will remember you and people will know you for that. Those 100 videos you're going to create are not going to be perfect at all. Those 100 blog posts are not going to be perfect at all. The 100 times you go to the gym are not going to be as perfect and may not yield you the best results that you want. But you have to do something 100 times in order for you to get good at it. Repetition creates excellence. Repetition creates experience. If you did something 100 times, I guarantee you there is no way you will not become better at it. If you did something 100 times consistently, there is no way I can tell you that you're going to fail at it. Because let me tell you something, when you do something 100 times, your mind adapts to a long-term mindset. It prepares your mind for something long-term because you've done it over 100 times. It creates that longevity in everything that you do. Because if you do something 100 times, what are the odds of you failing at that thing? You either learn from it, you'll become better at it, you'll become an expert at it, or you realize that that thing is not something that you want to pursue. But you have to do something 100 times, at least 100 times, for you to see the results of anything that you're doing, or for you to learn anything that you're doing. A thought in your mind without it being said has not been heard and cannot become fruitful. Someone else saying the thought that you had in your mind makes that person have a better advantage of having said it first before you, even if you thought it in your mind. This brings me to the point of create a vision for your future. Have you ever noticed that the YouTubers that you used to watch long time ago, they became famous, they got their break after a period of 5 to 6 years? So many of them say it took me 5 years, it took me 6 years, it took me 7 years to see the fruitfulness of what I did. That only happened because they did that thing more than 100 times to become better at it. It took them 100 times for it to get mastered, for it to be recognized within the system. Whatever you want to happen, visualize it on a board. Write it down. Whatever you think in your mind is dead until you bring it to life. Sit down with yourself and write the vision, how you envision yourself living in the next years. If you don't have a vision for your future, you don't have a vision for what you want to do, there is no way reinvention is going to have an effect on your life. You have to envision your life 5 years from now. If I did this thing 100 times, if I gave it 90 days to learn it and understand it, what would it look like? How would my life look like if I decided to invest on this thing? You have to put it down. If your dream is to have a G-Wagon, as your car, print out that picture, use it as a screensaver, put it in your bedroom, put it anywhere that you walk around, or on your wall, on your board, wherever you want to, wherever you frequent quite a lot. In that way, you'll be constantly reminded of the vision and of the future that you want to live. There is something called the power of manifestation, even without thinking, but by just seeing. When you see something over and over again, something that you desire in your heart, something that you want in your heart, 99% of the time, you're able to get that thing. How many times have things happened in your life that you've written down as goals to achieve? You wrote them down and say, this is what I want to achieve by the end of the year. But before the end of the year, you've got that thing. And sometimes without even realizing it, you get to the end of the year and then you remind yourself, oh my God, I did write it down in my diary and I finally got it. How strange, how bizarre. It's not strange, it's not bizarre. It's because you manifested it, fruitfulness. You let the universe know that I desire this, I want this, this is the vision, this is something I envision in my future. But if you're going to grow and have a plan whereby you want to reinvent yourself as a person, a 5-year plan is a fruitful plan only if you vision what your 5 years would look like from now. The one thing rule. This was something that was invented by Gary Keller. He teaches a simple rule to stay productive and focused when you have set a plan to reinvent yourself. He says, ask yourself one question. What's the one thing that you can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier unnecessarily? You can always use this system to reverse engineer your long-term goals into actionable plans, which can help you to work on short-term goals. Choose your one thing for 18 months. Choose one thing that you feel that you want to focus on for at least 18 months and break it down to 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, or 6 months down the road, and try as much as you can to do that one thing within that period of time. You take it day by day, week by week, month per month, year after year, until you get to that 18-month rule, year after year, till you get to that 5-year mark. This works best if you include the 18-month rule. Now, in the 18-month rule, Peter Drucker, a business expert and author of Managing Oneself, talks about the 18-month benchmark to track your progress in anything that you're trying to build and reinvent yourself in. You have to check in on how far you have gone, what your results are, what your challenges have been. Do you want to take it further? Do you think it's something that you want to progress in? But you have to give it at least an 18-month checkout. It's a 5-year rule plan, but every 18 months you check in with yourself. Is this something I want to carry on doing? Is this a goal that I find realistic? Is this a little bit unrealistic? Is it unexpected? Give it that 18-month rule where you check in with yourself and check in with that goal that you're trying to reinvent. Check in with that thing that you're trying to reinvent yourself in. It could be the gym. It could be, learning to write, reading a new book, being a YouTuber, being a new coach, being a fashion guru, being an expert, being a journalist, being a TV presenter, anything that you want to do. Have an 18-month rule. Even in the job that you're doing, a 9-to-5 job, always check in once you've got to that job in 18 months. Does this job still serve me? Do I want to progress in this job? Is this a bit unrealistic? Does the money align with the work that I'm doing? If not, then what can I do to change this? Give yourself that 18-month rule where you sit down with yourself and double check anything that you're trying to reinvent yourself in. That way, your 5-year plan, your 5-year rule that you're trying to achieve gets better. After you have gone through all these rules, your 18-month rule, you have done the 90 days, you have written down your vision, you are going to look for a mentor. If you want to reinvent yourself, you have to find some kind of mentor. Now, when I talk about a mentor, you may be saying, therapist, I need to pay someone, I need to, spend thousands of money. But this is where you're getting it wrong. A mentor does not have to be a physical person. A mentor can be a book. A mentor can be someone that you look up to in the expert in that particular thing that you want to get better at. You know this person does this thing better than you 100 times. They become your mentor because they teach you to become that person. They are direct mentors who are people that we see, people that we talk to, people that inspire us, and they're indirect mentors like books, coaching, workshops, videos online. Videos like this are kind of a way that you can have a mentor, and that is why mentorship is so good if you're going to reinvent yourself using the 5-year plan. One of the most closest mentors that you ever have is reading and research. If you want to find something that will guide you, something that will help you, invest in reading, invest in research, invest in knowledge. The more knowledge you acquire, the better you're going to become, and that will work as a mentorship to your own self. I'm not saying aimlessly scroll, aimlessly do things, but I'm saying it's a way that books can mentor you, because books are written by people, and that particular person could mentor you in that particular skill or that particular field that you want to get better at or reinvent yourself in. If you're at rock bottom, I'm gonna say this, everything is a mentor. If you're at rock bottom, zero, and really have a passion for reinvention, then everything you look at will be a metaphor for what you want to do. There is no way you're going to reinvent yourself without going through it. There is no way you're going to start rebranding, let it go, starting new values, taking away the disbeliefs without going through it. And going through it, this is the time whereby most people quit. In the beginning, it's not going to be easy, because it's like restarting your whole entire life. Some people reinvent themselves at 40, some people reinvent themselves at 50, some people reinvent themselves at 60. No matter whatever age you are and you're reinventing yourself, it's never going to be easy, because it's a life you have known for a very long time that you're letting go of and starting maybe a new life or starting something new. Nothing new is easy, but it creates a satisfaction that is unexplainable. Sometimes it may feel like you're in survival mode. You may not see the results you want. You may not see the rewards that you want to get. But you have to remember, this is a 5-year plan with an 18-month check-in. Most people quit in the process of reinventing themselves. Because one day, you won't be in the same position you're in now. 5 years from now, if you use this 5-year plan, you are going to be a better you, a more experienced you, a more successful you. You have to remember this. In the process of reinventing yourself, there are hurdles and things that you're going to go through. It's absolutely okay to go through those things. Never take failure as something to pull you down. Never take anything that hasn't worked out as something to pull you down. That thing that hasn't worked out is an experience that you have got. It's a scar that will forever remind you of the journey that you took, the lessons you learned, the skills you acquired, the knowledge that you got. All those things, they re-encompass in creating, reinventing yourself. Don't look sideways, don't look at the other person. Don't look back, just remember that you have a 5-year plan and you can always look back at it. Your journey has just started. Your journey has just begun. You still have years and years to go. So don't rush it. Take your time. You have got this. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Lucy Akao. I create self-improvement, self-love, mindset videos on this channel. I hope you've liked this video. Please do like, please leave a comment, and you can check out my channel. There's so many videos that I do on there. One of them will catch your eye. One of them may be something that may reinvent you as well to become a better you. Apart from that, I shall see you. Bye-bye.